but it's just going to be all these different modes of transportation, and it's just been nonstop trying to get something solid, and no one has anything. So it's just not, it's the most stressful, most expensive vacation I've ever been on. We talk about hopefully taking another honeymoon sometime, nowhere near the Caribbean. But yeah, it's been quite a lesson in travel.
Well, Travis, we know that your new bride, Jessica, is sleeping some of this off right now.
Yeah, all of it.
We wish you guys the best getting home, and we sure wish that you have a really tranquil honeymoon at some time in the future. Thanks so much for joining us.
I don't have a...
All right, well, so you just heard, that's just one story. By the way, we had all sorts of guests who were supposed to be joining us, Chris, from Turks and Caicos, but the phone lines are down and we can't get a hold of any of them, and we're hoping that they're okay. So obviously we'll update people on the status of everyone on Turks and Caicos as soon as we can, Chris.
Phone lines being down are the least of their worries. I mean, all of these different places in the Caribbean that are getting hit are being scarred. And we'll show you the pictures, we'll show you the outcome, and we'll show you the predictions of what comes next. Now, to the mainland here, that means the Florida Keys. They are certainly under a hurricane warning. There are mandatory evacuations in effect, and they've been in effect for a while. There's been a mass exodus. It's a nightmare. Tons of traffic headaches. There aren't a lot of ways out of there. The job for us is to be there. CNN's Bill Weir is on scene in Key Largo. Again, the closest key to the mainland, you're going to see the most activity. What's it like on the floor there, my friend?
Well, it's interesting, Chris. You've got basically three types of conchs, people who live here in what is known as the Conch Republic, one of the most unique neighborhoods in America. You got those who heeded that early evacuation warning and put up their storm shutters and ghosted. They're out of here already. Those late sort of decision makers. They're watching the track of the storm, sitting by the beach under what have been beautiful skies, trying to figure out, is it going to go west? Is it going to go east? Do I go down to Key West to ride it out? Do I head north? And then there are those who aren't leaving at all. And this sort of storm psychology is especially prevalent in a place that's fiercely independent, a place where a lot of people dropped out of society and don't suspect the government telling them to do anything with mandatory terms. We talked to a few boat captains last night, not only going to ride out this storm, but going to ride it out on their boat in harbors just like this, hoping their anchor and double lines will help them, and because they want to be mobile after the storm. And what's interesting, Chris, is everybody here who's been here a long time, they build in history into their decision. I was here for Andrew, and it missed the Keys by this much. Or last year when Matthew went out and turned east. And so, as you know, all of the first responders, all the authorities are saying, get out of here, but that's just not the reality. There will be tens of thousands who do not leave.
All right, and so then you get into what happens as a function of that reality. If they stay behind, all the authorities have been saying to us that they're getting out of the Keys, so 911 is going to reach no one, at least during the duration of the actual impact of Irma. How is that resonating where you are?
It's, you know, again, it goes back to this sort of fierce sense of independence, which is fine. I can handle it. I'll take care of my own and my family. I got my water and my beer and my ammunition. But yes, we talked to the Sheriff's Department here. They are hunkering down. Really one of the only Category 5 structures in all of the Florida Keys is the jail. The county jail on Stock Island. There actually happens to be an animal refuge right under that. So you got about 400 prisoners, all of the guards, most of the Sheriff's Department staff and families hunkering in there. The nearest refuge center north of us is up in Miami. So they've got buses running. They're trying to shoo people out of here. But those who say they can handle it on their own, that will be tested in real time.
All right, Bill, be safe. I'll be seeing plenty of you. We'll check back in a little bit. All right, so what else are we seeing in terms of infrastructure here? Florida Power and Light says it's shutting down its 2 nuclear power plants along the state's eastern coast, obviously trying to stay ahead of the storm. The facilities, they say, are designed to withstand heavy wind and storm surge. In fact, they're about one of the strongest in the U.S. That's what the officials are telling us, and yet the anticipated arrival of a Category 4 storm is just too much of a chance to take. They see too much potential danger. So federal regulators expect the Turkey Point plant that's near Miami, it's going to go offline tonight, just as a little bit of an indication of how seriously they're taking this. So again, The expectation right now is that Hurricane Irma will hit Florida, all right? The closer it gets, the less hope there is for a radical shift that would spare us. So people in Miami are scrambling to leave before impact. We're going to take you to Miami's airport and the realities of fares, worries about gouging, and the chance of getting out. Next.
Oh, you brought Butch.
Yeah.
He's looking at me right now, isn't he?
Yep.
Butch is like an old soul that just